clap 'em hallelujah, hands up, stare me down like a fool.
I had written this song last summer, and I played it for my brother, and he was like, dude, this is great, you should record this. And so that kind of got me excited and thinking about recording, and so I decided to go home and do some recording at the house and in my studio and everything. And then I did one, then I did another one, and I kept having a lot of fun with it. And I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just try to do a full album.
So get along, little cowgirl, go ride. Oh, there's a dream you gotta chase, and there's a tear in your eye. This little
When I was a kid, I played in a band in junior high and high school. And in high school, we decided to record this album. When we produced it, I actually did most of the mixing and editing on the record, and I had so much fun doing that when I got to work doing this album, I decided to do all that myself. It's something I love, and I enjoy the creativity of it. For me, music is an art form, and so it's kind of like I want to hold the brush and I want to paint the canvas, and it's okay if someone comes and helps me and shows me maybe some techniques and things like that. But for me, it was something I really wanted to do myself, even if, you know, it might look a little bit more like a Picasso or something.
I've heard it, dude. It sounds good.
Yeah, thanks.
there was spring, and there were fires in between, but the yellow wildflowers are our memories.
So when I sat down 6 months ago and I got started on this, I had some ideas for how I wanted the record to sound, and I had some general ideas about what I wanted the songs to be about. Some of the songs I had written already, but actually a lot of them I wrote over the 6-month period that I was recording. A lot of the songs came from a place of thinking about old country and the kinds of stories that came out of old country and the life that I lived growing up in the Texas Panhandle. But it also came from, I think, the kinds of perspectives that I've gained as an adult living in Houston in a very modern and kind of progressive world.
So let's make a run and yell I'm done. There's a wide open highway. Got half a chance to take gas in a long way, but I got you by my side.
So I love classic rock and classic country, and I love folk music. That's the other one that I just really love. And I wanted this album to sound like the kind of thing you would expect to hear on a jukebox in a bar in like the 1970s, 1980s. I wanted the album to sound different than the kind of country that you hear on the radio. I wanted it to sound the way that I wanted country music to sound, you know, with a heavy focus on steel guitar, really simple drums, minimal electric guitar, and some fiddle. I wanted it to be a little bit more basic. There were lots of bands like Nickel Creek who's more of a bluegrass band, but very simple. I loved Nickel Creek growing up, and I think they influenced a lot of the sounds that I have. Like if you listen to Yellow Wildflowers or you listen to Fire in the Wind, I think that you'll hear a little bit of Nickel Creek. I think a lot of the steel guitar just comes from the old classic country. I mean, I put a decent amount of reverb on it too, and a lot of that is because it kind of makes you feel like you're in an old time kind of, like when there was a lot of reverb on the instrument, and so it kind of took you back. I use like tape recorders at the end of the record to basically master everything, so to try to give it some compression, some static, like a little bit of fuzz. I didn't want it to sound clean and perfect and polished, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like I wanted it to sound like an older record.
Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, why do them women love you? Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, they love you more than me. But they tab like a kid, but still, they love you like a man. I swear it kills me, Jimmy, they still love you more than me.
I love the sounds of old records. I think they sound awesome, and I think there's something beautiful about it not being this perfect, everything is digitally processed until it's absolute perfection, you know? I think that for me, the process of writing songs and producing songs and releasing songs, that's the thing that I love most. I hope that people will listen to it and that someone else might enjoy it as much as I enjoy it.
Oh, baby, come on over here. I want you close and ever clear. Honey, shake those bourbons all boozy till the morning light.